Hello students, good morning to all. So today we will start our first online class after the summer vacation. I hope you all have enjoyed the summer vacation well and you have completed your assignment also and I hope you will submit the assignment in the due time. So now we will continue the discussion on the lesson 2 internet services. So in the before the summer vacation we have studied about the search engine and the algorithm used for searching. And today we will study about that how we find the people on the internet. Suppose if you have lost the contact of your friends of any or any other popular activities uh, on the web all over the world and with good reasons. So there are lots of tools to find the people on the internet. So some search sites help people in locating as the individual's email address, how to find the any person's email address, contact number, location, date of birth, where one does not have the access to phone directories. So if you don't have the access to the phone directory, so how you can find the contacts? The resource information on the web-based directory is from yellow page. There is a yellow pages and white pages are added to the directories database by the individual themselves. So if the individual themselves information is added in the yellow pages and white pages, so it is easy to find the people on the internet. If not no information is added on the internet, so it is not possible to find the people. Means if the person is not connected with the internet, so you will not find on the internet. Okay, so finding the people online has become convenient without any wastage of time. Many websites are there which provide the information to their customers as a service for free, whereas some sites charge a minimal fees. So there is a popular website www.people.com. Www. There is a popular website www.pipl www.pipl.com. So this is the people.com. This is the popular website to search the people on the internet. So how you have to do? What are the steps? Just open the browser and on the address bar add this www.people.com and press the enter key. On the home page in the search box, you can type either the name of the person, email ID or phone number. After entering the required information in the search box, click on the search button. So the search engine will search in its database and the related information. If the person's information is saved in the database, then only it will find the results related to that person. If the information of that people is not in the database, you will not get the information about that person. So the information will be displayed on the screen. For more relevant results, you can use the filters given on the page. So on that page you'll find some filters also. With the help of that filters, suppose he belongs to an actor, so you can search the people related. His profession is acting, cricketer, a sports person, like that. It will display more options to bring the closer to your query. Query means your search. So it will provide you many options to search that people. And other popular websites for searching the people is what? TruePeopleSearch.com, FindPeopleSearch.com, PQ.com, Classmates.com, Ancestry.com or Addresses.com. These are the many websites. With the help of that you can search the people. So while searching the people, you have to a couple of things you have to keep in mind. Means you have to be patient. If the persons you are looking for has not left much of trail, you probably would not find success in one simple search. So give yourself time and realize that you may need to run multiple searches in the several locations. Next, use all the tools in your toolbox, whatever the tools you have. Don't limit yourself to one search engine or one website. So I have discussed many websites are there. If the persons you haven't find on the people.com, search on truepeoplesearch.com. Search on the peoplesearch.com. Search on pq.com, means classmates.com, like that. So Google is also the one platform to search the people. So Google is not just only a search engine, it is much more than that. Just a search engine means it offers a whole spectrum of search tools that you can use to find the people on the web. uh, this includes finding phone numbers. On the Google you can find the phone numbers, tracking down maps and images. Family treenow.com is also a popular website to search the people. is a popular genealogy and people search site that provides a surprising amount of information. Okay, so we will not go into the details. Now we come on the FTP protocols, some protocols of the internet. While if you want to access any file over the internet, so uh, what protocol you have to follow and what the protocol the internet follows. That's called the FTP file transfer protocol is the internet protocol for exchanging files between two or more computers on the internet over the TCP IP. This FTP work over the TCP IP protocol, which is called the transmission control protocol or internet protocol. So FTP uses the TCP IP protocols to upload or download the files to our computers. So alone FTP cannot work. FTP has to take the help of the TCP and IP protocols to download or upload the files to our computers from other sources. And the sources can be a web server or any remote host over the internet, means any other computer over the internet. So FTP transfer involves two computers. One acts as a server and the other as a client. FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. FTP is the standard internet protocol used for transmitting the files from one host to the another, one computer to another computer, from one server. Server is also a computer, so from one server to other computer. It is mainly used for transferring the web page files from their creator to the computer that act as a server for other computers on the internet. So, what are the objectives of the FTP? It provides the sharing of files. It is used to encourage the use of remote computers. It transfers the data more reliably and efficiently. Okay. So, what is the FTP server? FTP server is also a computer that has an FTP address, just like the HTTP website. It is an important component. FTP server is an important in FTP server. There is an important component in FTP architecture that initiates a client request for an FTP connection. So, it generates the client request for an file transfer connection from other computers and helps in transferring data back to the client over the internet. First, it will establish the connection to the client, and after the connection will be established, then it will start sending the files to the host. FTP client works on the computer or works on client server architecture. So FTP client initiates the request to the FTP server. First, the request will be initiated by the client only. Client will send the FTP request to the FTP server for connection using the FTP protocol. Once the connection is established, the client software can be used to download, upload, and manage the files and folders on the server. As you can see here, the above figure shows the FTP connections are of two types. FTP client has three components: user interface, control process, and data transfer process. So in the details we not go, but just only for understanding, see control connection and the data connection. So the control connection, this FTP connection is of two types, and this FTP connection is serviced by the FTP server, and the request is generated by the FTP client. Control connection uses very simple rules for communication. Through control connection, we can transfer a line of command or a line of response at a time. The control connection is made between the control processes, and the control connection remains connected during the entire interactive of the FTP sessions. Data connection. So this will establish the connection. Data connection use the rules of very complex rules or of the data types as may vary, depends upon the data. The data connection is made between the data transfer process. So after the control connection, data connection is established, and after the data connection is established, then the transfer of the data is initiates. So data connection opens when a command comes for transferring the files. When it will open? When the client will send the request for transferring the files, and closes when the file is transferred. FTP clients. What are the advantages of FTP? Speed. One of the biggest advantages of the FTP is the speed. The FTP is one of the fastest way to transfer files from one computer to another computer. Efficient. It is more efficient as we do not need to complete all the operations to get the entire file. Security. To access the FTP server, we need login with the username and password. So without user ID and password, you cannot access the FTP server. So FTP is more secure. So some disadvantages are also there of the FTP. So the standard requirement of the industry is that all the FTP transmissions should be encrypted. That is the disadvantage. For the security, not all the FTP providers are equal. FTP serves two operations: to send and receive large files on a network. However, the size limit of the file is 2 GB that can be sent. More than 2 GB over the FTP, with the help of the FTP protocol, you cannot send. It does not allow you to run simultaneously transfers to multiple servers. At one time, you cannot send the file to the multiple servers also, multiple receivers. Passwords and file contents are sent in clear text that allows unwanted eavesdropping. So it is quite possible that attackers can carry out the brute force attack by trying to guess the FTP password. Because here the passwords and file contents are sent in the not in the encrypted form, in the clear text form. So if the password and file contents are in the plain text, not encrypted, so any hacker, any attacker can access it and they can read it very easily. Okay, next is the Secure Cell Protocol (SSH) is the network protocol that provides a secure way to access a remote computer. So Secure Cell provides a strong authentication and secure encrypted data communication between two computers connected over an insecure network such as the internet. So this SSH is widely used by the network administrators for managing systems and applications remotely, allowing them to log into the another computer over a network, execute commands and move files from one computer to another computer. As cloud servers become more affordable, SSH is the most commonly used tool to perform the various tasks on the cloud server. So some examples are here, which is not in your syllabus, that how to run the command for establish the SSH connections and importance of the SSH protocol. What are the importance of SSH protocol? So before transferring the data between the client and the host computer, the SSH calls upon the FTP secure file transfer protocol to authenticate both the server and the client machine. So before transferring the file, SSH will do the authentication process that the correct person is sent the request by the request sent by the person is the correct person or not. Once the authentication is done, SFTP protocol works on to get to set a secure channel between the client and the host by establishing a secure connection, and then only the data transmission is initiated. So SFTP protects the integrity of the data using encryption and cryptographic hash function techniques. So SFTP, how does the SFTP provide the security? By encrypting and cryptographic hash technique. These are the technique of the encryption. Okay. So this is all for the today students. In the next class, we will continue our discussion on the SCP Secure Copy Protocol and SFTP Secure File Transfer Protocol. SFTP we have discussed. Now SCP we will discuss Secure Copy Protocol. So this is all for today. Thank you for your kind attention.